Start every video with a smile. You know, in time, I can't help but get more and more serious. The more information you come across, the more you find out, the more stuff you go through. It just, if you're really paying any kind of attention, I mean, it just becomes obvious over time. You don't see people as just people. You see them as, a lot of people talk about mindless avatars or programs. Ralph Smart talks about you just being a program when you're just following along with what the program's giving you, and Billy Carlson do the same thing, and then just a lot of other people are pointing this out. But you see it among people. You see the same people who are addicted to stuff walking around doing the same stuff. This guy who I did a video back in December, I think it was like December 8th or 9th. I think it was the 9th. It was a Sunday. Yeah, it was a Sunday morning. Real cold outside. And I told him I'd give him $20 if he'd do a video. And he didn't want to do that video then because it points to who he is. And, you know, he was talking about how, you know, I'm not homeless. I got a place to stay. It's just I'm down on my luck. But here he's back in the same plaza, same place, begging for money, looking for scraps. These people, they're like programs. They're just like trying to just really just make it sense. I mean, it's like they're stuck in a cycle, and maybe in a sense, somewhat all of us are kind of stuck in a cycle. So that's why we have to talk and we have to break these cycles for ourselves. It's cycles I've got to break, you know. What's really making me do this video? He was just, you know, the catalyst of it, just really vaulting it over. But I was looking at this video today of O'Shea Duke Jackson. He's talking about this female with 2 kids out of Atlanta, Georgia, who went through all these different things. He made a couple videos, but originally the video that he saw was off Atlanta Street Interviews, and I used to watch him a lot until it just, it got depressing, man, because everybody is down and out. All these people he's interviewing. Like this dude's walking toward me now, so you'll probably see him go behind me, or he might even come up to me. But, so it's like I'm watching all these videos, and, you know, these, you know, different, that's him right there. These videos, people are down and out. They're talking about, you know, all these things. Everybody's, you know, they done went through everything. Nobody's helping them. But I said this, and so many other people said this. Your money is your energy. Money equals energy. Money equals what you're doing to get that energy. And a lot of these millionaires and billionaires are hoarding the energy of the planet, and that's how they're able to control this place. They've tricked us into these little trinkets and stuff, and they're hoarding the energy. And that's how they're able to start wars and conflicts, and people feel like they have no input, like they can't do anything about it. So I'm kind of going to jump off the subject real quick, but this is the subject is still the same. It's like, if y'all can remember about a year ago, over there in Jerusalem, you know, in Israel, that they were having all these protests and people were protesting the government, and they were just really mad at the government, and the government was trying to, quell the protest, stop it. You know, they were trying to slow it down. And then all of a sudden, where the people are about to overthrow this government, all of a sudden, a false flag, red flag, 9/11, Pearl Harbor, burning a Bundestag building, going to Adolf Hitler's Nazi Germany. All of a sudden, these guys come in on these parachutes and start taking out innocent civilians, galvanizing them. It's like, who the hell orchestrated that? It's just like, I played this video game, The Division 2, with my friend. And sometimes there's 4 factions on the game. We're the 5th in a sense. You know, JTF, you know, the agents are really the 5th faction. But there's 4 other factions that we are going against. Sometimes you show up at a mission and they're fighting each other. And I had to get on the mic and say, hey, let them fight. Let them decimate themselves down, and then we jump in. So what general over there saw that the people were about to overthrow? No, we're going to now attack, which is like attacking America. This is black and white thing going on in America. And we all of a sudden have a red dawn moment. Do you understand that the word nigger, cracker, hunky, all that stuff that you've been hearing is going to go out the door? You understand that former slaves and former slave masters are going to galvanize to a degree that you've never seen before? Because this is America's us. We built this. We've been going through this crazy stuff. And it's just like most countries. Most countries are going to, if they're outside force, most countries are going to say, hey, we're going to get them out of here. So who in the hell said, let's just parachute on some innocent people that ain't doing nothing to nobody, but just kumbaya and love and peace and happiness. We're going to go after them, galvanize the whole machine, and the other machines don't make no sense. So that's the whole point. Is don't make any sense. When you start critical thinking, you really start to see this stuff doesn't make any sense. So going back on subject to the Atlanta street interviews, I noticed this more and more. Most men play the simp role sooner or later. They play it, hopefully do it younger and you survive and you can be more productive when you're older. But this woman was sitting up here begging for this. They use social media. They use these different organizations as a fundraising to help them out of their moment, out of their issues, out of their issues that they don't want to take responsibility and make good decisions in life. And they always point the finger away from themselves. And right now, thankfully, I'm dealing with a friend who I've seen for who that friend is, and that friend is the same way. They'll talk about all the stuff, this and that, but they're in a major health crisis, a major situation, and they're like oblivious to it. Like they don't really realize how close they were to like the streets and death. They're just like trying to play it off or, fake it till you make it, whatever you call it, but the people who are helping you ain't trying to hear that. The people who are helping you want to hear some humility and want to hear that you're going to make better decisions and better choices. So every time I test this individual, I'm planting a seed of them. Hey, if you want to go to Africa, they've always talked about visiting Africa. If you want to go to Africa, do this, this, and this. And I'm watching, observing. But I go back to the point of money is your energy. Your finances, your energy. Excellent movie. Talk about this is with Justin Timberlake, and it wasn't Mia Kushi, it was another girl. But Justin Timberlake was one of the main stars. In Time, where when you ran out of time, you literally dropped dead on the spot. You were immortal as long as you had time on that clock, and it was on your arm. As long as you had time on that clock, you were good to go. I mean, you didn't get sick, you didn't die, you live. Unless you did something stupid, get yourself mortally hurt, you were just going to basically just keep living. And that's the whole premise is money is energy. Energy is your time. Energy is your life force. And these people who go around and they just basically waste your time and drain your life force. My friend was telling me about this guy who calls him. And I know this dude's like an energy vampire, but I see what he does. He gives his energy to him, then he's drained, and then he's desperately calling us to get the energy back. Watch another movie called Life Force from back there in the 70s. Alien vampires from outer space come down to, I think, London, England, and start sucking people dry. Life Force. It's weird having put all these movies together, but hey, man, some people can put books together. But that's it. I had to get that out, man. It's just energy. Your energy is your life force. Your money is your With your economics, you can do great things. Buy a house, buy a vehicle, buy land, buy fruits, vegetables, poultry, livestock, whatever. Buy these things and build and protect your investment, which is you and your family. And some people are going to make bad decisions, and somehow we're supposed to be responsible for them. Even though we're all connected, we're not responsible. We cannot keep responsibility of people who make bad choices. Anybody who say they believe in the biblical Bible, they should learn from the ultimate source, was God. God kicked Lucifer out, who didn't want to follow the script. So let's just think about that. With that being said, we're going to cut this video and get on to life. People, I wish you peace, health, and wealth, and just something to think about. I'm having these moments of thoughts. All right, until next time, I leave you with a smile.